Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. Seneca, the Roman Stoic. Hello, friends. I'm your host, Samantha, and welcome to the Mooncast. Today, I wanted to take a moment to talk about stoicism and how I use it in my craft. The philosophy of stoicism was founded by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BC. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that values logic and focuses on what we can control, and to not worry about what we can't. This is not the same thing as being apathetic, but far too often we equate awareness with worry, and the two are not the same. Stoicism has been practiced by many well-known people throughout history. Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic, as was Seneca, and more recently, people like Nelson Mandela and Barack Obama. In fact, it is said that every president, save for the last one, kept a copy of the Basics of Stoicism in their library. You might be familiar with the Serenity Prayer. It's a psalm that talks about essentially having the wisdom to know what you can and cannot change in your life. But before the Serenity Prayer was Stoicism. It's called Stoicism because the practitioners of this philosophy felt that it should be open to the public, both men and women at the time, and was usually practiced in a open area, like essentially a porch, called a stoa. Stoicism teaches us that not everything thrown at us deserves a reaction. There are 4 cardinal virtues in Stoicism: wisdom, temperance or moderation, justice and fairness, and courage. Not to generalize, but I am a Virgo. And in many ways, I'm a perfectionist. Through Stoicism, I have better been able to identify where to focus my energy and what not to worry about. In our modern times, it can feel like there is a lot to focus on and a lot to worry about. It can also feel like socially we're expected to be aware, to be involved, and to be an advocate for everything. And as much as we may want to do that, we only have so much to give. Stoicism asks us to do less, but to do it with more intention, with more focus, and more deliberation. Also in our society, having boundaries can be seen as being selfish or rigid, when in fact they are very important parts of us, and they are very important ways for us to protect ourselves and to live in a balanced way. If you are living with the virtues of Stoicism in mind, chances are you are doing your best. And frankly, that is all that can be asked of any of us. Stoicism asks that you do not worry or even contemplate the things that you have no control or influence over. Again, that doesn't mean that you cannot be aware or that you should be apathetic, but that you extend your focus to those things in your sphere of influence. Now, as far as Stoicism in witchcraft is concerned, I use it very regularly to help craft spells and rituals. I feel that stoicism can be especially helpful for new witches. When many become new witches, it's very exciting. Realizing that power can be very, empowering, and can lead us to want to change so many aspects of our lives. And I have found that that is possible through spells and rituals. However, over time, I have learned that not everything requires a spell or ritual from me. Let's say, for example, that you are having money trouble. Instead of doing a ritual to bring more money into your life, which is totally fine, you might consider doing a ritual to help you find abundance in other areas of your life, or to help you better define what it is that you want to have an abundance in. There are many spell books out there that have countless spells about how to bring more money into your life. But is that really what you're after? The same thing goes for love spells. Instead of doing a love spell to attract someone else, you might do one that helps you to find love within yourself so that you can love another. It's all truly a matter of perspective. But through stoicism, you're better able to define what those virtues are, what those wants and needs are, and to find your sphere of control over them. I find that casting a spell or doing a ritual about something that you have no control over is less impactful than empowering what control and influence you already have. That doesn't mean that you can't put good vibes or requests out into the universe. Do that too. But by going inward and looking at your micro situation, you may find ways to bolster your own power. This is just one more way for you to better tailor your ritual to your desired outcome, instead of spending your precious energy on a cause that may not pan out. So I suppose that is about all I have to say about that. I'm sorry I'm not going too far into depth about stoicism. I try to keep this podcast around 10 minutes, just something quick for you to listen to and to explore on your own. And by all means, please do look into stoicism and learn the ways that it can help you. I know that through my study of this philosophy, I have become a calmer, more deliberate, and thoughtful person. And those three things definitely serve a witch. Again, if you like the show and want to support the podcast, you can always head over to buymeacoffee.com. There will be a link in the description. And I thank you all again for coming, and I will see you next week. Have a lovely weekend.